Welcome back to another episode of Let's Get It On the Table. My name is Mykesha Plesko with Cultivating Futures, and today we have a very special episode. We're talking about abstinence and celibacy. This will be a three-part special talking to Alicia and Jorge Lorenzo about their personal journey, going through definitions, talking about boundaries, and even talking about stereotypes. So let's get into it. Before we begin, we want to share that the following video features a couple bravely telling their own personal journey. At Cultivating Futures, we truly believe every story matters and deserves to be heard. While the experiences shared belong to them, we stand with them and support their right to share their truth, because every voice adds to the strength of our community.
All right, so Jorge, Alicia, just wanted to talk a little bit about what's on the table for today. So let's get it on. What is abstinence?
Abstinence is a choice to abstain from any type of sexual relations with you or with a significant other, and basically always declaring that.
Yeah, just refraining from sex or any sexual activity, whether it's first, second, third, home, all the bases and in between any sexual activity for a certain period of time or for a lifelong commitment, being either abstinent or celibate.
According to the CDC, abstinence is the practice of refraining from sexual activity, usually temporarily. Celibacy, on the other hand, is a voluntary choice to abstain from sexual activity, usually a lifestyle or long term. It is important to define what sexual activity is. According to the CDC, sexual activity is defined as vaginal intercourse, anal intercourse, oral sex, mutual or interchangeable masturbation, and other forms of sexual contact. According to the CDC, here are some key points. Sexual activity can occur between two individuals of any gender or sexual orientation. It may involve consensual acts or non-consensual acts, with the latter being classified as sexual assault. The CDC emphasizes the importance of consent and safe practices to reduce the risk of sexually transmitted infections, STIs, and unintended pregnancies.
And which of these reasons stand out to us, and which one resonates with us most, and why we chose to be abstinent before we got married? Was it personal, relational, spiritual, health, mental? What do you think?
I mean, definitely spiritual, definitely having experienced the not doing it God's way, definitely feeling the convictions of what we're doing, and kind of the why, like why we're doing it. Like we don't even know, there's not even a reason why to do it. But I would simply say that the reasoning is to honor God, and the reasoning is to, you know, build self-control and, you know, strength and fortitude amongst your body so that it is not controlling you, but you are being more disciplined and controlling it.
Yeah, I would say mine were definitely, just kind of surrendering our body and our will to the design of our faith as Christians, and just saying God wants us to be abstinent before marriage because it's just supposed to be in the union of marriage. So being able to refrain from physical and sexual activity before marriage allowed us to create a really good, strong foundation of trust, respecting ourselves, respecting each other's boundaries. We were not celibate before that. We didn't practice abstinence before that. We had both been with other people, which had significant ramifications in our marriage. Even me physically, I had contracted an STI, and that was a concern. We found out about it before I had been abstinent for a year or so, and then something kind of came up, and I had to tell him about it as we were engaged, and we had to kind of come to the table and say, like, hey, I told him, I was like, this is what I got. Like, I have this STI. I've been abstinent for a while, so sometimes they can even lay dormant. So that's why you really, even if somebody says they don't have it, like, this is just, it goes to show like the true importance and the reason why God wants us to truly wait until we are actually committed for life to do these things. And I mean, thank God, he still was willing to marry me, and and God has blessed it, and God has healed me. I've never had any other symptoms of it or from it. He's never had anything from it. And God has completely healed us in that.
And
so
we're in 11 years married now. So this was before we were
dating,
even in marriage.
engaged.
This is our dating time frame.
Yeah.
So I've witnessed the power of God move in our relationship. But even more so, I think we innately know that what we do when we choose to do is we have a conscience that knows whether what we're doing is right or wrong. You don't need us to say that to you or to tell that to you, or anyone else to say any of those things to you, to know the decisions you make with your body are either honoring God or not respecting yourself. And then that there's consequences that come along with it should you choose to not abstain. I would say that it is also by his order and design and creation. He has a plan and a purpose for us, and that if we, like Alicia said, if we trust in God, that in his word he says that he will bless us and he will have favor upon us. And so that was another motivating factor too, is that I wanted God's hand and God's blessing over not just my life, but my future and my marriage with my wife. So those are really big points for us. But definitely, I believe even just in general, you can't go wrong with being abstinent, because you really keep yourself free and clear from anything, from any diseases or infections. I remember just my mom always had me glued into what the news was going on, and I had people, I learned a lot about just from other people's mistakes and ways it's changed their lives. I knew people personally in school growing up that contracted some type of sexually transmitted diseases. Their life has been altered or changed for a portion of time or a great deal of time, and I watched that affect their future partners and what they were known for, and how the word got spread around.
If you're sexually active, please get regularly tested and consult with your provider or health department.
So yeah, you can definitely have more than one reason for choosing to be abstinent. Ours was just, again, Christ calls us to be abstinent until we have a committed marriage relationship for life, and that's because that's the foundation and basis for building good families, right? We don't want to have brokenness. God is a God of design and order, and there's order in commitment and covenant, and a man and woman getting married and making having children and making a family, right? That is foundational to good things in communities and society. So that's the reason, right? He wants us to be to take it very seriously, because it's as much as we want to tear it away from the spiritual, sex is spiritual. You are bonding yourself in one with someone else, and we can't play like it's just some physical thing. I know a lot of the times in our thought or what we've been taught, it's this or that. It's just a physical decision. It has nothing to do. I can just sleep with somebody and then just go about my day and go about the next day, and it's just whatever. It's just physical. That's just a lie. It's not. And there are emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical consequences to our actions, whether we choose something good, right, or we choose something it's not good, not healthy, and not honoring.
Tune into part 2, discussing boundaries,